Adam from Empress Canaries, and I'm here today with Cranberry Muffin Man, who recently started the Blood Angels community. It's bloodangels.info. So basically, I'm just going to be telling you guys about the site. It's mostly forum and article based right now, and I guess tell me a little bit about the community.
Um, Hey, Adam. Basically, the community started up, I think, about a month ago, and it started real small. I was actually getting back in the 40K, and I was pretty upset because about 9 years ago, when I first played, the communities were like extremely unorganized. It was hard to meet people, and I mostly just painted the miniatures, and I go and watch games. But when I had ordered my stuff, I figured that I would start a blog, a 40K blog, and then I ended up adding a forums area to it, and then it just kind of exploded, and now we're up to about 150 people on our forums.
That's pretty snazzy for about a month. Uh, what really got you back into it now after you've been out for like 9 years?
I was watching. I finally got back into YouTube. I really didn't. I'm not a MySpace or Facebook person, and I really wasn't a YouTube person either. And I typed in 40K, and I saw the Beasts of War series on Blood Angels, and then I saw Marnius Augustus Caligar's Blood Angel painted miniatures, and actually Jolly Balls inspired me as well from watching his battle reports and stuff. So it was basically those three channels that kind of got me back in.
That's pretty cool too, because like Marnius Augustus Calgar is on your site, and you have I think Beast of War and a few other ones on your site too. What other popular people we might have heard of are on there?
Well, Warren from Beasts of War, he did come and he registered at the forums, but they have their own, community, so he doesn't really stop by. But Marius Augusta, he did stop by, and actually, he's joined one of our latest things called club chapters. Because the community exploded, I had went to. Actually, I'll talk about that later. Who else came by? Nataku. He's from Warmonger Games Day. He's a really famous guy. He came by. He's really cool. Nataku was really nice to me, and from the get go, him and Marnius have become good friends. Um, the,
Okay, I guess before you started playing this most recent time when you got interested in Blood Angels, were you Blood Angels before, or what armies did you play before you quit before?
Well, I had Ultramarines and Blood Angels and Tau. Now, I had Blood Angels painted up, but I didn't play them because like 8, 9 years ago, all of them suffered from rage. So they were like an unplayable army. So most of the time, I would just paint them and have them, but I would actually play as just the Vanilla Marines, which always lost to Chaos because they were overpowered like crazy, and then I just like quit.
Yeah. Back then the Chaos Marines were just Marines for less points.
Well, I mean, I just remember just multiple times, like, I'd have like 20 something assault troops, and one demon prince would go through all of them, and then he would go through my HQ, and then my devastators, and there was like no way to defend against it. It just sucked, the chaos was so OP back then. It
Yeah,
really
I mean, I think
discouraged
teams.
me.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, I'm done. I was just saying it's one of the factors of why I had quit back then.
Yeah, even though like there's a lot of complaints about newest codexes always being the most ridiculously overpowered ones ever made. I think they do a better job now than they did back then of making them like still competitive with other armies. Since it sounds like you looked at the rules in that for Blood Angels before, even though you didn't actually play them back then. Do you like a lot of the new changes in the Blood Angel Codex?
As a matter of fact, I love a lot of the stuff for Blood Angels. I mean, one thing, like I said before, that I've mentioned to you privately was, I don't like how Jaws of the World Wolf is just an automatic 24 inches for Space Wolves, and that I have to roll 3d6 for Blood Lance. And I think that Jaws of the World Wolf, you should have to roll dice to see how far it goes, but the bad thing about that is, even if you roll dice, it's still going to go 24 inches, which is 6 inches more than Bloodlands. But then again, I can't complain when I'm blowing up like 7 Imperial Guard tanks with Bloodlands.
Teach them from lining them up. So you talk a lot privately and in some of your other posts and that about how you really want to make like a cohesive uh, kind of community for 40K, especially like local base with your chapters and that you have on there? What's your like really main overall goal for that?
Oh, so what happened was, like I said, it was 40K's just always been unorganized, and it's extremely hard to meet people. And it seems, well, it depends kind of on your location, but a lot of people, they just seem to keep to themselves, and I think that's just kind of the nature of these type of hobbyists that play. But I wanted it to make it easier for people to get into the game. For instance, I had a lot of friends that wanted to play 40K, but they didn't know anybody. And so I'm hoping when I created the website, I came up with the idea for making it a Blood Angels community club. And then I said, well, the club is going to have chapters. And by chapters, I mean in different states we have chapter masters. And these chapter masters run a club. They are responsible for calling the club members, seeing who's going to go that weekend, doing battle reports, helping new people get into the game. Like, for instance, say I live in Las Vegas and I want to get into 40K. And I go into Google and I type in Las Vegas 40K Club. And it comes up with what is it? I forget it.
The two smoking bolters.
Yeah, two smoking bolters. I'm so sorry, Justin. He's gonna crucify me. I was thinking of Feel No Pain for some reason because I just did a video. That's one of our California chapters. Anyway, so you look up two smoking bolters and you go, oh, here's their forums. Here's the community. There's 150 people in the community. There's like 15 people already in the club. I don't know how to play 40K, but you know what? These guys have a table. They do battle reports. They're good. They'll teach me, and I can make friends real easy. And boom, there you go. Now you have a group to game with instead of showing up at the store with no friends and being like, I mean, you know how kind of it is. Unless you go with friends, and when I first got started, I would show up and it's just awkward, and it's kind of hard to strike up a conversation like, hey, you mind if I watch you play your guys' game? They like look at you like, okay, people are just fucking douchebags.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on pretty much all of that. I mean, especially the douchebag part. No, when I was first moved down here from Michigan to Virginia, if the gaming club here did not have a forum, I wouldn't have known anybody when I came down here, and I likely wouldn't have even known that the store existed. But because they had a forum, I met everyone there before I even moved down here, which is really nice. I mean, you don't know if you don't know anybody there, you don't know how strict they are about if you want, like, proxy a weapon or if something's not painted or something like that.
It's definitely nicer and feels a lot more secure when you show up with like 4 or 5 friends, and we also have our chapter masters. We're actually in the process right now of getting t-shirts made for our clubs. So you show up with your friends, you're representing your chapter, and I've actually decided that I'm probably going to be hiring a programmer to keep a database track of everybody's. Basically, the chapter master is going to be able to go in and self edit, and we're going to keep track of who's winning what games against who and whose army, and kind of have like a leaderboard. So I think this is gonna explode, definitely.
I think too, like as you get more and more members, I mean, 150 right now is already quite a few. But I mean, as we get more members, if you start keeping track of that too, I mean, you get other useful data out of it, like what armies win more often, which will be less based on the individual playing it at that point when you have so many, which is just some really cool information to have. But it's called Blood Angels Community, but obviously, so everyone knows out there, it's not for just Blood Angels.
Correct. That's just our theme.
Yeah, yeah. But you want to go over like some of the things you have, like for all of the armies that you already have up there, that kind of stuff.
Well, we allow every army. We want everybody to come. I mean, once again, bloodangels.info, our community has nothing to do with being pure Blood Angels. That's just our theme. So, I mean, if that kind of makes you mad, give us a break. Come check us out. I think you guys are going to... I think that people will like it. As a matter of fact, I'd like to thank you for joining the community. And
I much appreciate it. The organization is very nice, and I really am planning on being like really active with this community here, and I actually am looking to do some exclusive content for the Blood Angels community, including my secret project that you'll be seeing some videos for shortly. So mean, even and if you go in there and check the site, I'll put some screenshots up. But like, there's a section for every army on there that has stuff like art and it has stuff like lists and pretty much and showcasing your models forward and discussions for every single army on there. And it's really looking quite good. And you put the form together very nicely.
If we don't have a section that involves 40K that you think that should be there, you guys could PM me and give some recommendations as well. So I mean, I'm open. I'm not gonna shut anyone down. The only thing is, I'm not really open to like opening up the forums for hordes and Warhammer Fantasy, and it's not because I'm being a jerk or anything. It's just simply because I wanted to keep it 40K based. There's already a lot of other communities out there for fantasy and hordes and all this other stuff. We're gonna keep our community 40K based.
Okay, so that was the end of this kind of interview thing I just did here with Cranberry Muffin Man from bloodangels.info. I just want to thank him for taking the time to do this. Not only just setting up the forum, but having this interview and that with me, because I really want to get more people involved, and especially the organization and that he's setting up. And in case anyone's interested, I mean, I'm on there every day. If I'm home, I'm on my computer, and if I'm on my computer, I've got it. I just leave it open in my computer. So um, feel free to stop by. I mean, he's got a lot of cool stuff on there. It's some of those pictures that I had cycling through the screenshots. I mean, he's got like that bunker, which is a really, really sweet looking bunker. He made that himself, and not only he didn't just make it and put it up there, like he has a 15-part series of how he made it and how he painted it and everything. And he also has he made a template for the whole thing, so you can print out the templates and cut out and make your own, which is really cool. I don't know, and he talks in one of his videos too, or something about how he was kind of thinking of having it like for some different kinds of terrain where you can, you and your opponent can each get some and kind of deep strike them in at the beginning and that, which is kind of cool. Like I don't know, we were talking about some possibly experimental kind of rules for that kind of stuff, but basically, I mean, just feel free to stop on by. I mean, I'm on here all the time, and there is some exclusive content that, as I mentioned there, that's going to be going up on the Blood Angels community here, which is some of you out there are definitely going to like it, but you'll hear about that in the future, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Wrapping this video up now, and I will see you guys later.